everyone, I'm Live's Brendan Quinn here following Michigan State's 69-48 loss to Kentucky in the Champions Classic. As you can hear in the background, Duke and Kansas are underway in Game 2 of the night, but in that first one, pretty much everything that could go wrong did go wrong for Michigan State. This was a night where Michigan State was already an underdog, and while the game was billed as the Spartans freshmen versus the Wildcats freshmen and that easy storyline, what Michigan State really needed in reality was for its veterans to give it something, starting with Aaron Harris. This was a game after Harris had a pretty poor showing against Arizona. This was a prime opportunity for a bounce-back game for a senior to play defense and make game-winning plays when the Spartans really needed him the most. Instead, very little of that, frankly, to the point where Harris did not even start the second half. Instead, was the second guard off the bench behind Alvin Ellis, and that was kind of the story of the night for Michigan State. Just the guys that they needed weren't really there, and there's only so much you can put on the freshmen, but there's also some blame to go there. Miles Bridges had 9 turnovers tonight, and most of them were scored on the other end. He took plenty of blame in the post-game locker room, said it's on him, said it's his fault, said he told the team it was his fault, said he apologized to Tom Izzo as he walked off the floor. Tom Izzo, in turn, blamed himself during part of the post-game press conference. He blamed his veterans. He said everyone needs to be better, and it was pretty clear this was a game that was barely evenly matched for a quarter of the game itself. Kentucky kind of jumped out and got both hands on this game and just did what they wanted. Michigan State didn't do itself any favors, gave up some late baskets in the first half, and then followed it up by being outscored 11-4 in the second half to out of that halftime locker room. That was all she wrote. That was the game from there. So there is a lot of blame to go around. The good news for Michigan State, obviously, is that this is the second game of the season. The bad news is I think the hope was for this team to learn a lot about itself in these first 2 games. Instead, you can argue, they might have come out with more questions than they had going into it. So they'll return to the court on Friday against Florida Gulf Coast, back in East Lansing, a well-deserved home game for the most well-traveled team in the country. We will be there to cover that one as well, but that'll do it for tonight from New York. As always, thanks for watching.